Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I certainly appreciate both your subscriptions as well as your viewership. So I have a very important guest I'd like to interview today. The one and only Miss Shannen, Shannen Maria Doherty. And for those of you who might not know her, she was an actress, a director. She was an American actress. And she certainly starred in many leading roles. But in 1999, ladies and gentlemen, she announced that she had concocted Crohn's disease. In March of 2015, breast cancer, ladies and gentlemen. And subsequently, this spread into her lymph nodes, and of course the result with her cancer spreading throughout her body after having gone through remission. She died at the tender age of 53 years old. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, what I like to do is to I'm gonna, as you can see here, I have not only my cards here. We're going to be using the Tarot of the Dead, and basically I'm going to select one card here, and I'm going to select the High Priestess to represent her. But we're going to start off with the dominoes so that we can gain some insight into her true behavior, and then I'll channel messages from her. Okay, so prior to starting, let's go on and just attune ourselves to this reading. Okay, if you guys like this reading, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button. Okay, so dear God, dear Holy Spirit, dear ancestors and immediate relatives, I ask that you come forward. Dear Archangel Michael, I ask that you come forward. I ask that you watch over this experience, making certain only the messages of God will come through. Please protect not only myself, but those who have come to support me, as well as Mrs. Doherty. Please help me release my ego fears so that I can clearly see, clearly hear, clearly feel, and know the messages that Mrs. Doherty would like us to know here. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I'm going to search through this is the Tarot of the Dead tarot deck. Okay, so I'm going to find the High Priestess in here, as I'm getting a strong pull towards this card representing her. Okay, so let's find that card real quickly. Again, if you like this reading, or if it resonates with you in some way, remember to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit. And be sure to press that subscription button, okay? So let's look through the deck a little bit more closely here. High Priestess. I'll always tend to select a card that's always somewhere at the end of the deck. Alright, so the High Priestess, ladies and gentlemen. And then basically, I'm going to start off with the dominoes, okay? And asking Mrs. Doherty to actually give us messages, and I usually get my impressions from touching the card here. Okay? So let me just put that there. So as indicated, I'd like to first gain some insight. Mrs. Doherty, I ask that you come forward. I ask that you come forward and show me the true essence of this card when it comes to you. Okay? And I ask that you assist me in selecting the correct tiles to fully understand the type of person you were in terms of your personality. Okay? So I ask that you guide my hand to the correct tiles. She wants this one, ladies and gentlemen. She says, no, she doesn't want that. She wants this one and one more. Okay. So, what we're going to do starting off, ladies and gentlemen, first I'm going to let you know exactly what these numbers mean and what she's telling me by seeing those numbers there here. So we have this first towel here, and we have, ladies and gentlemen, the number 3, right, as well as the number 2 there. So with having the number 3, it certainly shows that she was a bit of a risk taker, ladies and gentlemen, and she didn't just sit idly, when it comes to taking initiative and taking various risks. It looks like too that with that number 2 here, she was a team player. She was very intuitive, ladies and gentlemen, and she was also very good when it comes to making decisions that she knew that she needed to make here. Okay, she was very sensitive, though, that I'm getting a cooperative person, and she was very detail oriented too, that I'm kind of seeing here. So we have that number 3 there, ladies and gentlemen. So she was also very artistic, witty. She was a visionary in her own right here, but at some times she was a little bit moody and very unforgiving and jealous. Okay, and at times she was a bit temperamental here. Okay, so we've already discussed, we have 2 and 2 again, so that further emphasizes the fact that she was very intuitive, tactful, and she always got back to you, when you needed help from her. I'm kind of getting here that she's showing me. Okay, and then let's take a peek at this last towel here. We have the numbers 5 and number 6. So she was a very flexible type person, curious, and I feel that at times she might have been a bit inconsistent or impulsive in some way, that I'm kind of getting here. Okay, but she was certainly responsible, a humanitarian in her own right. She was very service oriented, she's showing me. But at times she was very overly protective, I'm getting. All right, and she was certainly a perfectionist. Okay, so now just moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, to just gain more insight into what she all to additional messages that she'd like to share with us. I'm going to see what my overall impression is with this card here. I'm kind of getting here that she seems to be looking within here, and this card really represents what she's kind of feeling, and she's trying to heal from all of the health traumas, ladies and gentlemen, that she endured while living. She's telling me that she feels very, very enlightened now in some way, and it looks like that since her death, she's been kind of helping other like new spirits who are just crossing over to kind of cross over the veil. So that's a very good thing here, that she's not a spirit who is lingering like most spirits. So, Mrs. Doherty, could you tell me more about yourself? While she's certainly, she's adamantly saying that she was a risk taker while living. And she says she always sought new opportunities. I'm also seeing, too, that she could have been a bit of a gambler, or she was a speculator in some way, that I'm kind of getting. So, since we do know how you passed, Mrs. Doherty, how did you feel during the moments leading up to your ultimate demise here? Wow, she said that she feels that she was being spied on at every turn. And a lot of gossip, she says, that people were sharing about her. She said she felt she could somehow resolve her own problems rationally. And she felt, it looks like she's saying that she felt a bit blackmailed too, that I'm kind of getting in some aspects too. So, can you tell us how do you tend to make your presence known? Because spirits tend to come around in a variety of ways here. She's showing me like a beach or a shore place or a shore side. It looks like she's really missing someone whom she truly loved. I'm kind of getting it could be a romantic person. I'm kind of getting, and it looks like she comes to that seashore. Maybe that's what she liked to do when she was alive in some way that I'm kind of getting. Okay. I'm also feeling as also too that she's showing me that she was met by friends or either two other women. It could be relatives that I'm kind of getting. And she says that her task is to help others with romantic. It looks like she want to really help people with romantic issues. Perhaps she experienced herself a lot while living. And she's overjoyed, ladies and gentlemen, and celebrating. But she says she is a worry ward. So sometimes her family members might find it scary quite a bit at times, because she also appears in dreams too that I'm getting. Okay? So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, those are the messages that I was able to channel. So what I'm going to do now is to get another oracle deck out and to share final messages with not only the world, but also because these messages also provide solace to family members, and just to see what her final messages would be. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this reading, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share it with others to whom you think might benefit, and be sure to press that subscription button. Okay, so let's see our final messages and see what we have. All right. She certainly wants everyone to know that as a soul, she can be in several places at one time. So she's not inhibited or immobilized, if you will, as she was. Okay, and this is one that she's very happy, because she said that she was bedridden for some time. Next message. She wants her family to know that she is so much better now. You know, she's accepted the fact that she no longer is in our realm, but she feels so much better. Next message. And she wants her family to know that even though she was very young, 53, she's learned new things over there in spirit, and she says it was simply just her time to go. Next message, she wants her family to know that she's just a thought away. And last message today is for those of the people involved, perhaps who were connected, or perhaps it happened without someone seeing her. I'm getting the impression that she wants you to know that it's not your fault. You know, it was just her time to go. And she says, in conclusion, she wishes she had told you more often how much she truly loves you, because, as I say, some people, they just expect you to love them because of whatever things that you've done for them. But sometimes it is